Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn something very special. As it is written here, change background color using buttons. So that is today's topic. So right now, here we have an empty screen or in a white color. So we are going to create some buttons. At any time we press the buttons, they will change the background color of this page. So let's get started. Here we have our beginning. How we're going to do it? First of all, we have our body element tag here. Inside this, we are going to create an element tag called div. Let's write it div element tag. And the div are going to have class as an attribute. Let's write class. You can give a name of the class as a stringified value. So let's say, for example, a button bar or a button something. You can write whatever you choose, but I'm going to write button bar. That's the value of this attribute class. And inside here, we're going to create the buttons we want. The button elements will be in this place. We have button opening and closing tag, and inside this button we can give the name of the color which we want. Let's say red, and let me save this, and we come here, we reload. So we have a button here. Its name is red, but right now the button doesn't do anything because we still didn't tell it to change the color of this background. So let's continue. Let's create many buttons as much as we want. And the button element tag also need an attribute called data color. Data color as the attribute of this button name, a button element. We can give it the data color attribute a value of red. So like this, we can copy as much as we want to create buttons. So I think 4 is enough for now, but over there you can create as much buttons as you want. Let's say red, yellow here, yellow, and the attribute value here also yellow, and let's say the third button green, and also here green, and let's say here, for example, blue or something else. Let's say purple. Purple is good. Purple. Yes. Now it looks great. Let's save those buttons. Come here. Let's reload. Now we have 4 buttons: red, yellow, green, and purple. But right now, if we press the buttons, they don't do anything because they have not get the instructions how to change the background color. So this is a nice beginning. So for now, we can, for example, create a CSS to style those buttons if we want them, for example, to be lined in this way, or we can let them also like this. It depends, but for me I want them to be aligned in this way. So let me come here inside style element tags and create this button selector between curly braces. Then right now we have to create for the display of those buttons if we want to let them like this, or if we want to change the display of the buttons. We can come here and give a display property. Let's say display, and we want them to be in a block. So they are in block. Let's see if it is working. Yes. Now we have the buttons displayed in a block. But as I said, you can let it displayed in this way or in another way. But if you look at precisely, the buttons are touching each other. If we want them to be apart and give some kind of little bit space between the buttons, we can give some margin values, the margin of the buttons. Let's say margin, what we want to say for the buttons, like margin top, let's say for example 10 pixels, and save it. Let's see if there's some changes. Yes, we have 10 pixels as a margin between the buttons, and right now it looks great. As you want, you can put as much value here as you want. If we put 20, you can see here the margin is 20 now, from here, 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 here. And we can also put, this is a margin top, we can put margin right, margin left, margin bottom as we want here. We can put more values. For example, we can say here 0 for the margin left, 0 pixels, and save it. When we come here, the buttons are supposed to be in this corner. Now they are overriding this this margin top. We can still add more here. Let's say this one was a bit small mistake here. Let's reload. Now it's working properly. They are placed in the left corner with 20 pixels margin between the buttons, so it looks great. Right now here we can start working more on how the buttons will change the background color. We can also have this class here. We can put it in the style to do some kind of padding of the buttons. Let's add it here. It is a class selector, so we put dot, and between curly braces let's put some padding here. Let's give it 20 pixels, and 0. Let's comment check. Now the padding of all the buttons are 20 pixels from top here. As you can see, we have more here padding from top. We can also reduce it to 10. Come here, reload, they are up again. So let's now continue and try to know how those buttons can change the color of the background. For this we need JavaScript. So I have here the script element tags. Inside here we can create a function. That function will help us make those functionality, like at any time we press a button here, they will change the background color of this according to the name. First of all, we have to create a variable. Let's create a variable called, we can give it a name as we wish, but I'm going to give it a name as a button like button bar in a camel case equals to the document. We have the document here, and we will add the query selector method. Query selector method, and inside it we will call the page here as the page is an HTML page, so that at any time we press any of those buttons they will change the color of this HTML page. Over here we have to add it as a string value, HTML. Yes, but for now we still have to add a function to make it work properly. So let's add this function here. We can give the function name as, let's say, change color, or change, let's say, change background in a camel case color. Let function change BC. So we give the function a parameter or an argument, like an event argument. For it we will write just 1e, and inside the function block we are going to call this variable button bar here. Button bar. So for it we will add style, then the background color, because we want to change the background color of the page. So write background color over here, so we will save a little bit of time. So those equals to the event we have here as an argument. Then we add a target. So at any time this event is targeted, it will do something. So we will do target dot get the attribute. We want to get this attribute here, the attribute which holds the different colors. So we have a method called get attribute, which we will add here. Get attribute Then inside the get attribute, we will put the name of the attribute we are targeting. So the attribute name is data color. We will put it as a stringified value. Data-color. Let's check if it is correctly written. Yes, I think so. Data attribute, and now we need an event listener, because even this one is not enough to change the background color. We can check it and see if something is going on. No, still the same. So let's add an event listener. The event listener will listen a click from here. Anytime we make a click here, the event listener will know we have pressed the red button, so that it will change the color of this page, and so on. Let's come down here and add an event listener. The event listener will be attached to this variable here. Let's call it dot add the event listener method or function. Then inside it we have to write the event listener trigger. So here, as I said, we just need a click. The event listener is listening a click. Anytime it hears a click, so it will do something. So the trigger here will be a click. So it is correctly written. Then when it is clicked, it must do something. It must call our function. It will run this function block here. So we have to write the function name over here. Change background color. And now let's save it and see if it is working or not. Let's reload it. Here we go. That's the magic. Let's see for yellow. Yes. Green. Yes. Purple. Yes. That was it. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So see you next time to learn something new. Bye.